How is it possible that some childcare owners manage to grow 24 centers plus within just a few years, raise millions of dollars from venture capital firms, and successfully grow, while other childcare owners are struggling with even one location? In this video, you're going to learn how to get better results on a daily basis, how to plan your day, how to avoid overwhelm, and how to get more from the same few hours that we all have and achieve more in your business. So if we talk about productivity, what does being productive actually mean? Productive at its core is produce, meaning that you need to be proactive about doing something, creating something that wasn't there. So for directors and owners, for the most part, it's organizing themselves, right? Knowing what to do and how to do it. And organizing others, the team, and maybe some contractors, right? If something needs to happen at the childcare, you don't necessarily have to do it yourself, but you need to know what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. And when it comes to daily planning, some people get overwhelmed, but what I found really useful for us, and we've recently used this method to turn my wife's struggling childcare business into a $1,021,000 in sales per year childcare business. So we apply this. We do this on a daily basis. We teach our teachers to use this on their personal and business life. And I'm going to show you what it is and how to apply this in your life. There's one powerful framework you need to know about before we talk about productivity. And it's called the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 law. What it means basically is that 80% of your results will come from 20% of your actions. Meaning, if you were to do 5 things, then only one of them would produce most of the results if compared to the others 4. So the principle was discovered by Pareto, who was an Italian economist a few hundred years back. And he noticed that 20% of people in the country owned 80% of the land. If you look right now on the Forbes list, all the billionaires are listed, you will see that 20% of the people have 80% of the money in the world. In Baseball Hall of Fame, 20% of the players win 80% of the games. In farming, if farmers are sowing seeds, they know that 80% of their crop will come from 20% of the seeds, so they overcompensate. They know that most of the seeds will not succeed. So how is that relevant to childcare and farming? The analogy here is from your daily chunk. If you're looking at your daily to-do list or your monthly or your weekly, and it doesn't matter how big of a plan you have, because you can always chunk it in small pieces. But if you look at it and you have 5 things to do, knowing which one is the most important will give you 80% of the results. And that's usually the hardest thing. That's usually the one you're most not interested in doing, because it's usually important, but it's not urgent. You're not responding to it, but you know it needs to be done. It's in your head, it's sitting there. And so usually that's the one that has the most reward. I'm sure you heard the saying that the cave you're afraid to enter has the reward you're looking for. So when we apply the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule to our daily life, everything changes. That's how you get ahead faster. You start getting better results, you start attracting better connections, you avoid connections that are actually not good for you. Identifying specifically what are the high dollar per hour activities that you should be doing more of, and what are the low dollar or negative value activities you should completely avoid and try to stay away from it as much as you can. That's how you get ahead faster. So what is a personal productivity pyramid? It's a simple framework that will help you identify what are the high dollar per hour activities you should be doing more of. It will help you identify what are the low dollar per hour activities which you're still probably going to be doing, and there is some compensation there. But the third group, that's the group where it has the negative or low value activities, which sometimes consume 80% of your time. And then you wonder, hey, how is it that I was busy for the whole day, but then I haven't actually managed doing anything? And so if you look at it month after month, year after year, the business is not growing, right? Maybe you're stuck at the same place, or you're going back. So if you want to change that situation and start gaining momentum, you already have control of your time. Everybody has 24 hours a day. Let's say we sleep 8 of it. And for the 16 hours, we decide what we do with that time. Some is allocated for work. So let's say if you have 6 hours or 10 hours allocated for work, within that time, there's a small window of opportunity, which ideally you should be focusing on the first thing in the morning. And I know it's tough sometimes in childcare when you're opening, and the first 2-3 hours are just absolutely hectic. But we can talk about that in a separate video. But what this framework and productivity pyramid will give you is help you clearly identify where you're spending your time now and where you should be spending your time if you wanted the results that you're looking to get. this video is worth at least $100 or more because of the value you're going to get from it.